Nick Sirianni, the Eagles head coach, has revealed his secret to good coaching. And Coach, I want to ask, before we get our opinions tainted by his, what is your secret to good coaching?
I think a good coach has to be able to read his situation, read his team, and be able to put his guys in the best situation possible, and do the things that they can actually do
And
the
so
best.
when you look at a guy like Zach Bond, who was playing outside linebacker and special teams and all this stuff, and then gets moved to the center, the center of the field, middle linebacker, where he has to be kind of the captain of the defense, is that good coaching is it better coaching that he gets moved, or was it bad coaching that he didn't get there earlier?
No, he was an outside linebacker with us. He's been there forever, but with their situation and the guys that they've got, we've talked about them already. The nose guard and that 3 technique, they occupy everybody up front. Zach Bond, you want to play middle linebacker for the Eagles.
Yep.
Nobody's going to block you. You're going to you're going to get to the ball all the time free, because those guys are going to occupy the offensive line. I mean, he's got a great situation. Keep those guys happy. Keep feeding those guys.
That is the truth. I mean, there's a reason Ray Lewis was, a Hall of Famer, because he had Sam Adams and Tony Siragusa in front of him. I mean, those are tons of fun now, and they both those guys could literally tie up 4 offensive linemen. G-man, look, those linebackers are running free.
I think it's a combination of things, because they built a good program there. They got a GM who's done really well in the draft. He evaluates players well, so he evaluated Zach Braun, brought him in. And then they coached him up, and then there's a little bit of luck there, that he was able to do all things that they want him to do. But and I'm not saying he's lucky to be a great player, but that's what to make the switch, and then for him to.
He's a football player.
That's right.
He's a football player. He's got a nose for the ball.
Yeah. Amen.
And Sirianni. Didn't they start the season 2-2? He was taking a lot of heat from national media.
He got to fight with the fans.
They collapsed last year at the end of the season. You got to fight with the fans, Tark, to your point. Kudos to him, to keep it on the tracks. I don't know what he said or what you were referring to as far as the secret sauce of coaching.
All right.
He definitely didn't invent it, but he did something right.
Here
Obviously,
is Nick
world champion
Sirianni's secret to good head coaching.
All right.
Have good players.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Jeez. We're reinventing the wheel there? What in the world?
It felt a little crazy. Also, the Chiefs have good players, too. I know we talked about it, and we're all on the same page. The Eagles have the more talented, deeper team. But, man, what a cop-out. That's my second least favorite answer I've heard from a coach.
Well, he's giving credit to the players, which I can appreciate that. I mean, obviously, like I just mentioned, to come on, that ain't easy. New York, Philly, those media cities, they'll beat you up quickly and chew you up, spit you out. And Philly's one of them. And he faced that adversity, overcame it with his team.
He's not giving himself enough credit, and like what Coach did and other great coaches, they build a culture, and they build expectation of what they expect and what they don't expect, and they hold people to it from the top down. So like Belichick or Coach Alvarez would go after Darrell Bevel and Brett Moss and hold them accountable, and then so it better get my ass in gear because
that's a great point, Tarek.
I could be kicked off the team.
Coach had his guys, his captains, his senior. It was a trickle down effect. So when he gave us freedom at bowl games, it was up to the senior leadership to police the team. Literally, and if you're gonna, it's okay to have fun, have these experiences. But he relied on his captains, his seniors, just like when Tarek and I, when we went to the Copper Bowl in Tucson, same thing. He gave us the responsibility of making sure nobody got out of line. We all watch out for each other. That's really important, because obviously the coaches can't do that. It's up to the players.
And there are moments where you show, a real candid side. I remember we were playing Illinois, and it was a really tough game because Callahan came back. We're on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Callahan was suspended during a Minnesota game that we lost, and Lou Tepper was this big evangelist, like Mr. Clean, and
What?
Coach,
What did you just say?
Coach addressed the team.
He liked his soapbox,
And we needed to win the game, and basically he said, "Listen, but let me take care of Lou Tepper, and you guys take care of them." And it was like we all got. I forgot how you said it, Coach, but we felt like this was authentic, and he was ready to kick Lou Tepper's ass, and we were going to kick Illinois' ass, and that's the way it went. But it was the truth. It's real. It's not like pomp and circumstance. It's like we're gonna be real. Coach is real. And we're going to go out and get after them. So,
All right, and we've been talking about the NFL and the Super Bowl, and we only have a few more minutes with you guys before you
nice,
leave.
Man. You got to freaking get nasty, man.
You want me to get nasty?
A little bit. Like, come on.
Listen,
Have
I'm
some fun
trying
with
to bring it home to Badgers because I've got 5 more minutes
he's a
with the
professional
3.
disc golfer.
That's right. I'm not a disc golfer, Derek,
just
and
a
you know this.
professional.
You know
that's
this,
right.
Derek. You
I'm
want
sorry.
me mean and nasty? I'm an ultimate player.
Ultimate player.
Thank
That's
you
right.
very
Sorry.
much. Go Madison Radicals. All right, we've got 5 minutes left with you 3 before you flock off for your extended
What?
break.
Did you get that?
Yo, am I going to have to dump that, G?
I don't
Dump
know.
that.
There was
Flock,
an L
come
in there,
on.
though.
Flock like eagles.
I thought I heard something
Go
else.
Birds. All right. What should
You're
we
not
be
invited
watching?
to the cabana now.
844-770-3776.
You're out. Show's
We're
canceled.
opening.
Call
We're going to have
in.
the
He
show
said
next
flock,
week in
and
the
we're
out
all
of the
done.
cabana.
That's
Just-
right.
Just talk crap against these guys. Someone back me up. I'm feeling awfully alone here. As we look at to this, extended off season, I want to hear what from you in particular, Coach. You're not worth my time anymore, Tarek. Coach,
All right, you're toughening up. Go
thank
ahead.
you. What should we as Badger fans be looking out for good signs of progress from this, Badgers squad coming into 2025-6?
Well, I think you want to watch the positive signs in reports coming from spring practice, out of season conditioning. They give some reports from there, and there's always.
And we lost Coach. So Tarek, now that you're, the
jumps out
second.
at
We got him.
There you go.
Coach
You
is
got him.
back. Sorry, we lost you there for a second, Coach. Could you repeat what you said?
No, okay. No, you've got to. The fans should be listening to and reading what is happening, like in the out of season program. Who is stepping up? There's always someone, a freshman, who all of a sudden matures and is running faster, jumping higher. He's grown. He's making a difference, and he's going to be someone that contributes right away. And you want to see that, and you'd like to see a few of them, because those are the guys that are going to make a difference next year. So that's one thing our fans should be looking for.
Tarek, Derek, thoughts?
No, I think guys, at this age, they're 18 to 21 years old, 22. They can make huge strides. To Coach's point, and they could really make a difference. I know my freshman year, I was not very good, and I learned a lot. But the weight room really helped me. That spring ball really helped me, and it made a huge difference. I was ready to play. So you can see a lot of the growth between, for freshman and sophomore, making that jump.
Yeah, the landscape is completely changed, obviously, where you have, 20, 30 players, it's like the NFL with free agency, really. But at the same time, something that has not changed is the bonds that are created when you're busting your ass in winter, off-season strength and conditioning. I mean, there's nothing more. But that's truly what creates that bond. When you go through that together, that pain, that suffering, because it ain't fun. And you go through that, and then you go through spring ball. I mean, that's all part of it. It doesn't stop. And this is truly where, you create a team is in the offseason.
Coach, was there a moment when these two were on the team that you felt like it came together during the offseason and everyone kind of stepped up?
It's everyone. It's every offseason. You see guys mature. Both of these guys, Derek a little later than Tarek. Tarek played a little bit as a freshman. We expected him, and his coach and his position opened some doors for him. Our line, we were deep in the line, so Derek had to really work hard, and you saw him mature and get better and better as he grew. But it's the guys who continue to work and aren't afraid to put time in and effort, and it's important to them to be good and want to play, and it, you recognize that, and that's a lot of that is in the off season.
All right, Tarek, Derek, you have just a minute left before we send you off packing for a beautiful off season. Any final thoughts on the UW season, the football season as a whole?
Well, obviously there's a lot of work to do, because nobody's satisfied with the losing record. It's the first time in, I don't know, decades, and it's all on, Luke and his staff to get, and I don't care about the schedule. We talked about this last week. We embrace that. You got to embrace that. And it sounds like this staff is, and the players will too. They'll follow suit. Everybody wants to play. We don't want to play Purdue. You want to play Ohio State. That's who you want to play. And
we brought 14 or so guys in the NIL portal. We got a recruiting class it's highly rated. They got a chance to all grow. I know a lot of those freshmen are going to come in the spring ball. I'm excited to see how they develop a new offense coordinator. There's a lot to look forward to. They got to develop, and I want to give one special shout out to Coach. Thank him for joining the show. Now,
it's been fantastic.
We actually have listeners now.
We have listeners.
We've got fans.
Well, that's a good sign. So let me just say this. I want to answer that. I want to answer this spring practice is important because after having a losing season, there has to be a pride in this team that they want to come back and bounce back and be relevant again. And I don't like it. Nobody likes. We went a long time. We worked our fannies off to start winning, win championships, and be good, and go to bowl games every year. And damn it, we did it better than everybody for 20-some years after not going for like a million years. And so now these guys have to fight their ass off to get back into that groove. And I hope that they understand that. They've got a responsibility. I don't like where we are right now. They need to bounce back and put this program back where it belongs.